Hello and welcome back. This is Disconnected here with another video. This time we're going to do something a little different. We're going to look into one of my favorite card games, the LCG Marvel Champions, the card game from Fantasy Flight Games. And I just recently got in the Black Widow Hero Pack, and we're going to open it up and take a look at what's inside. Let's take a look here. This hero I am very much looking forward to, because I believe we're going to get some cool new cards that we're not used to. So if you open these up, this little back part here, make sure you take that out of the hero pack as well. That will tell you what was originally with this hero pack in case you want to rebuild the deck. So here's our hero. We have Black Widow, who is an Avenger, which is very interesting for the Avengers archetype deck that we have, and she is also a spy. She is 2 thwart, 2 attack, and 2 defense. She has an ability called Widowmaker. It is a response. It says after you trigger the ability of a preparation card you control, deal 1 damage to an enemy. And as we've seen, 1 damage, if it's a lot of the time, can be real good. So we'll take a look at this, and we'll open this up. And I'm really interested to see what these preparation cards do. I've seen kind of a hint of it, but haven't really delved into it fully. So we'll have, there's our Black Widow again. Also, we have her alter ego side. Natasha Romanoff is a 3 recover. She's a shield spy. And her ability is Mission Prep. Response after you play a preparation card, draw 1 card. So I can see this really being useful at the beginning of the game, especially if you have multiple preparation cards. You can play them and start drawing more cards. Though this is limit once per phase, so you only get the 1 card from 1 preparation card. But you can keep flipping back and forth and get more preparation cards and draw more cards, and I always like drawing more cards. We'll take a look at her cards. First of all, we have an ally. We have the Winter Soldier. He is also an Avenger. He is 2 thwart and 2 attack, 4 cost, which is pretty high. So his ability better be good. It says reduce the cost to play Winter Soldier by 1 for each preparation card you control. So for health, this guy, if you have a lot of preparation out, could be very, very good. So we'll see how he is once we play the deck. And how about we look at the next cards? We have 2 copies of Covert Ops. 3 cost action, remove 4 threat from a scheme, and confuse the villain. That's really interesting. Seems like it could be good in solo play. So remove 4 threat is great to start for 3. Pretty good, I'd say. Confusing the villain, though, after that sounds really good. It's an event. This card could see a lot of play. So next we got Dance of Death. Dance of Death is an event. It's 3 cost. It's a hero action. Make the following 3 attacks in order. Deal 1 damage, then deal 2 damage, then deal 3 damage. So 3 cost for 6 damage. Sounds pretty good. Reminds me a lot of the Iron Man, and I believe Cap has 1 for 6 damage as well. But you get to parse it out, and it doesn't say it has to be different enemies, so that's important. So you could deal 1 damage to, say, a minion, 2 to a different minion, and then 3 to the villain, or you could do all the damage to one thing. Next we have Safe House number 29. So this is a support card. It's a 1 cost. It says it's an alter ego action, so you have to be in her Natasha Romanoff side. It says exhaust Safe House number 29 and choose a preparation card in your discard pile. Add that card to your hand. So if you use a preparation card, you can get it back. That sounds pretty good. Getting back cards, always good. Next we have 2 of. We have the upgrade Attack-Robatics. Interesting name, kind of hard to read. So this is a preparation. So looks like our first to go. It's a hero interrupt attack. When a boost card is turned face up, discard attack acrobatics and cancel the boost icons on that card. Deal 1 damage to the villain for each boost icon canceled this way. Yeah, so that could be really good if you turn over a boost that has just a ton of symbols on it to help out the villain. Cancel that and deal a bunch of damage. This seems like it might be too strong for one, but we'll see what else is out there. We have another upgrade. We have Black Widow's Gauntlet. Really important, I'm sure. Resource. So resource is always great, especially for one. Exhaust it, get a wild resource. Wild resource is always good, but it can only be used for a preparation card. Important note there. Next we have the Grappling Hook. So the Grappling Hook looks like a 2-cost upgrade. When you reveal a Treachery, discard Grappling Hook, cancel the effects of that Treachery, and discard it. So yeah, looks like if you really don't like a Treachery, you can get rid of it, not have to worry about it, and you discard it. Nothing weird where you have to get another Treachery, so that's really nice. Next we have Black Widow's Armor, it looks like. We got the Synth Suit. So this is 3 costs and it's an upgrade. Gives her +1 defense. So she was at 2 defense. Is this going to be really helpful? Not really sure. So we'll see how that works. It says here response, after you trigger the ability of a preparation card you control, exhaust Synth Suit and ready Black Widow. So that seems really good. So use a preparation card, exhaust this, and ready her. Always good to ready your hero to thwart or attack again or defend again. So then we have an upgrade. We have Widow's Bite. Bite another preparation. After a minion enters play, discard Widow's Bite and deal 2 damage to that minion and stun it. So minions a lot of time can't have low health, so 2 damage should be enough to take it out a lot of the time. But if you're playing on harder modes or against bigger villains, you will be able to stun it too, just to make sure it doesn't attack you back. And let's see, we have now going to the really interesting part for me is that I believe this is the first pack to now contain more Justice cards, which we only had the one coming from the core set. So this is really interesting to have more options other than just the regular protection, aggression, and leadership to make sure that we can do 2 Justice decks if you just have the one core set. So here we have Agent Coulson. He's a 2 thwarting, 3 cost, 1 attack ally. He's shield and a spy. The response, it says after Agent Coulson enters play, search your deck from discard pile for a preparation card and add it to your hand. Shuffle your deck. That's interesting because this card is not specific to Black Widow. So you would be able to look for a preparation card in other decks. I don't know if that'll ever come into play. But it's really interesting to see what else they could add to the game. Maybe they're preparing for the future. I don't know. Then we got, one of the good ones, Quake. Really interesting minion. 2 cost ally, 1 thwart, 2 attack. Her response is after a minion schemes, exhaust Quake, deal 2 damage to that minion. So with only 2 health, she's not going to do a whole lot of thwarting and attacking until she goes away. But you could just keep her out, let minions scheme, and then deal 2 damage to them by exhausting her. Another interesting ally to add in if you're playing with a leadership friend, maybe Hawkeye and Quake will be able just dealing 2 damage all over the place to minions and knocking them out real quick. Then we have, a 3 of. That's our first 3 of. Stealth Strike. This is a 3 cost event. It's an attack, a hero action. It says deal 4 damage to an enemy. If that enemy is defeated by this attack, remove 2 threat from a scheme. So 3 damage, 3 cost 4 damage. And if you remove something 2 threat from a scheme, 4 seems kind of high. It seems like you'd want to deal that to the villain. But maybe if you have a more beefy minion that can be defeated by this, then you can start removing threat from a scheme. So maybe versatile. Feel like it might be a bit overcosted for what it does. Then we have our nice, of course, Power of Justice, which goes with every Justice deck, max 2 per deck. Just a resource to make sure that you can get your Justice cards out efficiently. Then we got our regular staples from the core set, so we'll go through these real quick. Interrogation Room, 2 of in this deck. After you defeat a minion, exhaust Interrogation Room and remove 1 threat from the scheme. Good card, I like it in my decks. Then we got 2 of Surveillance Team. This one I don't use too much, but I see the use. 2 cost, support, shield. It comes in with 3 Snoop counters. And then you exhaust it, remove 1 Snoop counter, remove 1 threat from a scheme. So basically you get 2 cost, remove 3 threat. It's over time, so it can be useful. I see the use. I don't use it too much. Maybe in this deck I will. And then it looks like we have a 3 of. We got some nice Nick Fury art there. And we have a counterintelligence card. It is a 2 cost, preparation skill, max 1 per player. When any amount of threat would be placed on the main scheme, discard counterintelligence, prevent 3 of that threat. And then we have, next, it looks like another 3 of, an upgrade. Spycraft, preparation skill, it's 1 cost, play only if you control spy character. So character being your hero or an ally that you have out. Interrupt when you reveal an encounter card, discard Spycraft. Cancel the effects of that card and discard it, then reveal another card from the encounter deck. So I can see this use because it does say encounter card. It can be any card. If you don't like a minion that comes out, if you don't like a scheme that comes out, a side scheme, you can get rid of that, or just the regular treacheries. You can cancel anything and discard it and reveal another card. I can see this being useful if you know the encounter cards well and you see a encounter card that there is only 1, maybe 2 of in the deck that is awful for you. Example, MODOK is terrible. If you want to get rid of that and just reveal something else that you know is not going to be as bad, this could be really useful. So you may want to think about adding a couple of those in decks for the future. So then we get into our regular common cards. So here we'll look at Nick Fury. Really good card. Play him all the time in every deck. We know what Nick Fury does. 4 cost, 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 health. After your turn play, choose 1, remove 2 threat from his scheme, draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to an enemy. 1 of those, at the end of the round, if he's still in play, you discard him. Great card. Love to have more of them, especially since I just have 1 core set. He'll be really good to put in multiple decks to play along with each other. So then we got some energy, we have some genius, and we have our strength cards to get a bunch of resources. So those will all be nice. Then we have an interesting new card, Quinn Carrier. 3 cost support. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait, which Black Widow does. Resource, exhaust Quinn Carrier. Generate a wild resource. So that sounds really good for Avengers. Then we have a 3 of. This looks like Lizard Man on here. So that is target acquired 1 cost upgrade. This is a preparation and a skill. So this can be used for Black Widow. And others really could be. Max 1 per player after a boost card is turned face up, discard target acquired, cancel that card's boost ability. So a lot of boost canceling could be really good to get those boost cards down that you really like. So now we have her obligation, which is Burn Notice. Give to the Natasha Romanoff player. You may flip to alter ego form. Choose 1, exhaust Natasha Romanoff. Remove this card from the game. Discard the preparation card you control with the highest cost. If you cannot, this card gains Surge. And discard this obligation. So a lot of the time with these, I just end up going to the alter ego and doing the exhausting. But if you really need them, you can get rid of a preparation card with the highest cost, unfortunately, to discard that obligation, but then it will gain Surge. So I think for this one I'll just be exhausting Natasha a lot of the time. So then we have her nemesis, which is Taskmaster. He is looking all awesome with his skull mask and his shield. It looks very nice. So Taskmaster is her nemesis. He has 0 scheme and 0 attack, both with stars on them though, so he's going to do something different. He's got 4 health. He's a Hydra Elite. It says Taskmaster gets +1 scheme and +1 attack for each upgrade you control. It looks like she has a lot of upgrades in her deck. So Natasha is very good at upgrading herself, but unfortunately Taskmaster works completely against that. She also has, Taskmaster also has a boost ability for this activation. The villain gets +1 scheme and +1 attack for each upgrade you control. So if you defeat him and then he goes back into the deck, he can come back out and work against your upgrades again. So then we have the side scheme for Taskmaster, Killer for Hire. When revealed, place an additional 1 threat there. Starts with 3. And then this for the extra 1 threat on the scheme every round. Also notably has 3 boost icons, so that's going to be rough if you have to go against that again. Then we have in the Nemesis deck 2 Hydra Mercenaries, just to be annoying. He's a minion, 0 scheme, 1 attack, 3 health, and has guard, can't attack the villain while this guy is out. So I have to get rid of him. And then 1 treachery card added in for Taskmaster. It's a Deadly Shot, Treachery. When revealed, if in alter ego form, discard an upgrade you control and place 1 threat on the main scheme. And when revealed, if you're in hero form, discard an upgrade you control and take 1 damage. So that discarding the upgrade is going to be pretty rough for you, although it will work against Taskmaster if he's attacking you. So maybe you'll want to do that. So then we have the extra cards that they put in here, which sometimes can be phenomenal and sometimes are absolute garbage. So we'll see what we have here. We got a 3 of to start. It is an aggression card. It's a 1-cost upgrade called Counterattack, max 1 per player. Tab out at any time. Hero response, attack. After you take damage from an enemy attack, discard Counterattack and deal an amount of damage, equal amount of damage to that enemy. Could be good. This would probably only be useful if you're taking big damage, 6-7 damage from an attack. Maybe if you're on expert mode, I could see this being really useful. For small attacks, not so much. So then we have a leadership. I love the leadership decks. They are fantastic, and I'm really interested to see what this is. 2 upgrade. We have max 1 per player. After an ally you control is defeated, discard Rapid Response. Put that ally into play from your discard pile and deal 1 damage to it. That seems really, really good, but notably I believe you can't use this for Nick Fury. He would not be defeated, he would just be discarded at the end of round, so you can't just put him back out. However, you could do something cool like have a Hawkeye out, and then have him ping some minions, have him be defeated by an attack, and then discard Rapid Response and put him back out again, load him up with 4 more arrows. That seems really, really good. I could see some really good interactions going on with this card specifically, so I like that one a lot. Then we have a protection card. We got Cap on here. It looks like we have a 2-cost upgrade called Defensive Stance. This is max 1 per player out at a time. Hero Interrupt. When you would take any amount of damage, discard this card and prevent 3 of that damage. So essentially 2 cost for 3 health. Seems okay. I don't see me using this very much, but we'll see if this has some other good interactions. Maybe if you're just defending and you have other people that are doing really great damage, then you could do something with that. And then we have last card is another preparation. Of course, why don't we just finish on a preparation? We have Espionage, a 1-cost upgrade. Play only if you control a spy character. Interrupt when the surge keyword on an encounter card would be resolved. Discard Espionage and draw 2 cards. I really like that because we get a lot of surges. It's just going to happen, and there's really nothing you can do to stop the surge unless you're discarding it. But maybe if you just want to get 2 cards, you just want to use this card. Yeah, I don't know if this would take the place of other things that just draw cards, but it's worth looking into, especially being just 1 cost, and for Black Widow being a preparation card. So really great cards, really interested to use this deck, especially with the other ones that I have. Black Widow having just recently come out. She's going to be a great character, I think. The preparation skill is new, and I always like new abilities to try those out. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, do like the video, ring that bell for notifications. Remember to always, if you can, especially with everything going on right now, disconnect and play some more games, and always have fun, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.